All right, guys, I got the Cabela's 4,000 cubic inch multi-day pack. I use this pack for mule deer hunt in Wyoming, and then we've done some public land whitetail hunting with it. The only thing I've packed out is a whitetail on public land. It's like a 2-mile pack out, but yeah, so let's get started on it. It weighs 7 pounds, 12 ounces. I think it was like 240, 250 bucks, something like that. So it's a cheap pack. I know where I got started, it seems like everything's so expensive at first, so I went with a cheap pack, gonna upgrade later. So you have your lid here, and on the inside of the lid, you have a little zipper here. That's where I put my tag at. And I always put my food in the lid. I think it's just easier to hang it up in the tree and everything. So that's what I do with the lid. And it detaches, it attaches right here on the front, and it detaches completely off, so you don't even have to have it. The pack itself does not extend up. This is kind of what you get. And it just has a little drawstring on it. And it has a spot on the inside for your water bladder, and also a little Velcro here for your water bladder to keep it from falling down in your pack. And also you have access in the inside of the pack by unzipping the side, so you can get in here and get stuff out of the bottom, that's handy. I like it. And then you have kind of an extendable pouch out here. It has a zipper. You can collapse it a little bit more, but that's for your spotting scope, just whatever you want to have in there, but it's big enough for a spotting scope. You have a little pocket here that would be, I had a headlamp in there and a first aid kit, easy to get to. You have another pocket down here for other stuff. And then on this side, you have basically like a compartment between the pack and this outer pocket itself. And that's where, I have my tripod right there. You can put your tripod here, shooting sticks, whatever you want. And then you have another big pocket over here. And you have a strap here for your gun. And then you have a piece that comes out to put the stock of your gun into. And then also on the bottom side, this is where I put my sleeping bag, is underneath here. I just, unclip the quick connects. And that is what is nice about this pack, is these quick connects. I liked it. Yeah, I take that through my sleeping bag. I had that on the bottom. I put my tent between the pack and the lid. There was plenty of room there. So that's what I did with that. And as far as packing meat with this, there is quick connect there. There's one here, and then there's one up here on the top. I can get to right here. And then you got the same thing on the other side, obviously. So after you get it broke open, you have a strap here and a strap down here. You get your meat in there. You can strap it down. There's a little shelf on the bottom. It's basically just the cloth of the bottom of the pack. One thing is, this pack does not come off of the frame. You don't have much room for expansion on the bottom. That little gap like that's about all you got. So it did fine packing a whitetail as far as room in here, but if you were doing an elk or something, I don't think you'd have enough room. So, you get your meat in there strapped down. You go ahead and just fold everything back up. Okay, now that we have everything, the pack, back together, I will say there's a lot of padding on here, which is good, but the pack itself, if you have, I have about a 31-inch waist. If you have a waist that's, I would guess below 33, I'm not really sure, but it is just so loose. This is tightened down all the way, and it is entirely too loose. So, I tighten it down all the way, and then if I were to have any kind of weight in this, it's all riding on my shoulders. It is not a good pack for smaller guys. Another thing that's not ideal is the straps that attach the pack to the frame on the top side. they just like go over the top, and it seems like the pack wants to, if you have any kind of weight in your pack, it's wanting to pull down on everything. So it's like your whole pack is almost like sagging down, which is just putting more strain on your shoulders. And then the frame on this, you would think for this thing being 7 3/4 pounds, you know, it's 2 pounds heavier, 2.5 pounds heavier than other packs that have more cubic inches. You would think the frame would be a sturdy frame, but you know, you can tell that it's flexing like crazy. And so whenever I went to Wyoming with this, that was my first Western trip. I bought everything super cheap. This is one of the things I bought that was cheap. Like I said, it was less than 250 bucks, but I just thought I wasn't cut out for going out there, and it had nothing to do with me because I have another pack now that packs great. I have no shoulder pain whatsoever. This thing is just awful. It flexes way too much. So if you put any kind of weight like in the pack itself, it's just pulling back on it. And you know, you pull back, look, it's just not, it's not, I don't know what they're trying to do with this frame, but it's not working. I would not waste your money on this pack. I'd spend a couple $100 extra and go get something that, first off, is interchangeable. This pack does not come off the frame. You're not putting another pack on this frame. Like if you're like, oh, I'm just doing day hunts, you're stuck with this. So then there you are buying multiple packs with frame attached, you know, the frames attached. You can go buy other packs that have, you buy the frame and then buy each pack individually. So you're walking around with one frame and you're end up spending less money anyways. Yeah, I know that they've come out with some other ones, but I would just be weary that, like, I'm not going to take a chance on buying another one. And Cabela's and Bass Pro, they have good stuff there. Like, there's some things that are good, but the packs, I'm not sure is one of them. So even if you don't get this one, if you're going to go there and buy a pack, I would test out the frame, and I know they're going to be heavier than, you know, a lot of the times what you're paying for is how light things are. You're trying to make things light, but you also want to make sure that they're plenty strong. Like this is just not strong. So if you're going to go buy a pack from Cabela's or Bass Pro or any pack that you're going to buy, I would check this frame and make sure that that thing isn't going to collapse on you, because if it's collapsing on you, if it's bending on you, you're going to put so much strain on your shoulders, and you're going to have a heck of a time getting through a trip, especially if you're packing out heavy weight. So yeah, just be mindful of that. And then also the pack itself pulling back, you want to make sure that, you know, you don't want your pack sagging down. And like, I can sit here and tighten this. I can tighten this all the way up. And where it's tightened up all the way, it's still, you can tell that it's just sagging here in the middle. It's just a bad design. So whatever you buy, your pack wise, just try to do what you can to make sure that, you know, inspect it a little bit. I didn't know what I was looking for at first, but after using a pack like this compared to a good quality pack, it's night and day difference. I would definitely spend a little bit more on something like this. There's a few areas you can skimp out at first, but I just don't think this is one of them.